Hey everybody, it's Melanie coming to you from the Outer Banks, North Carolina, impromptu video. However, it was on my mind and I was like, I don't want to type this out while I'm driving because it's dark, so I'm just going to do it. I was wondering if you currently are alone, if you are currently single and not in a relationship. And if that is the case, I want you to ask yourself these 5 things before even considering jumping into a relationship with somebody else. Number 1, are you alone? Have you been alone? And by alone, I don't mean calling up Nancy, no offense Nancy, calling up Nancy on Friday and be like, what you doing tonight? Or calling up Michaela on Saturday and be like, hey, what's going on, girlfriend? No. Have you been alone? Have you spent time alone without any other people in your life? No hanky-panky, nothing. Like, alone. Have you done that? Number 2, do you know what your life's passion is? Number 3, have you started to ask the question, who am I? Why am I here? If you have not, hold off and do number 1. Number 4, have you traveled? Have you gone out into the great beyond? Have you gone and stretched yourself past where you ever thought you could be? Number 5, do you still live with your parents? Because if yes, go back to number 1. Those are my 5 things that I want people to ask themselves before they jump into a relationship with somebody else. And I come from a place of not being in a relationship, coming from a place for being in a relationship that was not, like, that was significant but not, like, permanent, and coming from a relationship where it's very significant, very permanent. I've been married since 2010, and we had 1 year of separation back in 2018 that actually saved our marriage. So, just because one door closes doesn't mean another one's gonna open. You never know how it's gonna turn out. But if you are currently going through, nobody loves me, I'm all alone, I don't have anybody, and I'm never gonna get married, and I'm never gonna have children, and this could be coming from a dude or a female perspective, it doesn't matter, but somewhere inside you, you might be processing those emotions and feeling that way. You have the best opportunity in your entire life, especially if you have no children. Right now, in this moment, by being alone, you have the whole world at your fingertips with only you. I know, I took my hand off the wheel there. With only you having to control your life. You don't have to worry about anybody else. You don't have to think about anybody else. You can solely focus on your health, your well-being, your ability to change. You can do that. I had to do it while raising 3 kids, then being a single parent raising 3 kids, and then having to figure out how to rework my marriage with 3 kids and a dog, and now I've got 5 rabbits. I tried to get a duck yesterday. Chris said no. But that's where, like, eventually it gets better. Eventually you will find somebody. Eventually you will, I'm pulling in right now. Eventually it won't be that you're alone, and you'll be surrounded by people, and then part of you will be like, dang, kind of miss being alone sometimes. And there was a long part of our reconciliation of our marriage where I wanted to be alone more than I wanted to be married. And it meant not, like, going out and wandering and doing that shit. I didn't care about any of that. I had, like, lost myself to my artwork was no longer the same. Like, the time that I had spent creating and Chris spending time with his kids, that was gone the moment I came back into reconciliation. So I implore you, I encourage you, I desperately am trying to tell you, find yourself before you find a pet, before you find a baby, before you find another person to share your life with. Find yourself. So screw being alone. It doesn't matter. Who cares? You have a blank freaking canvas. So get out your paints, get rid of your self-pity, and jump in with the coolest freaking artwork of life that you can create. It's all up to you. So with all that said, peace, love, namaste. Adios, my friends. Bye.